Did you meet any of Isaac's other siblings other than Angel?
No.
So just the two brothers were the
Just
only
two
ones
brothers.
you knew?
Yes.
Did you ever meet Annabelle?
I did meet her later on after I had my son.
Okay. So you got together in 2011. When did you have your son?
2012.
And when in 2012 was your son born?
January.
And you and Isaac were you living together? Were you just dating? What?
No. We just saw each other.
At any point did you begin living together in the same household?
No.
That you had a dating relationship and you shared a child?
Yes.
Okay. And how long were you together as a couple before you ended your dating relationship?
I want to say maybe like a year and a half.
Can't approach the witness, Judge?
Yes.
Gabrielle, I'm going to show you what I've marked as defendant's exhibit number 6. And I'm going to ask if you recognize this document.
Yes.
And did you have occasion to seek a protective order against Isaac here in Bexar County?
Yes.
And does this look like a true and accurate, it is a certified copy of that protective order? Can you look through that and tell me that that doesn't look to have been altered or changed in any way from what you remember from that time?
No. This is it.
Okay. Can we approach, Judge?
Sure. exhibit number defense?
That was, defendant's exhibit number 6, and I'll withdraw offering it for now.
Okay.
And for the record, I had defendant's exhibit number 6 marked as a demonstrative. You guys used earlier, this should be defense exhibit number 9.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna blame that on my co-counsel.
Okay. So you are offering or withdrawing your previous,
Withdraw
All
at
right.
this point. So do we even need to?
just a
remark
moment,
it,
for
Judge?
the record, Diana, the exhibit that the defense wanted to produce through this witness should have been defendant's exhibit number 9, and the defense is withdrawing defendant's exhibit number 9. Is that correct?
That's correct, but should we still, just to keep things clear, should we mark it still and?
Yes, it's still defendant's exhibit number 9, but it's being withdrawn.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, Gabriela, at some point you did apply for a protective order, and part of that was there had been an incident that involved Isaac having an altercation with Angel. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so so here's what I would like you to do. Tell me who was on, this would have been December 26th of 2015, so a ways back. What, did you have your son at this point? Well, I guess you did, because you said
No,
he
I
was
had
born in
him.
2012.
Yeah, I had him. I thought you meant, did I have him at the house? But no, I had him.
Okay, was your son actually present on this December 26th incident? And if you need to look at this to refresh your recollection, I'm happy to bring it back up there for you.
Can I see it?
Sure. So your son was not there
No, he wasn't there.
at the time that this occurred. So did Isaac have any sort of reaction to this particular incident that I'm referring to on December 26th? Without talking about what happened to you, we're talking about what you saw Isaac do to Angel. What do you recall observing that Isaac did to Angel?
Isaac, he attacked Angel. He started fighting him.
And when you say he attacked him, do you mean he started doing what?
I
What
know
does
he
that
started,
mean to you?
I know he started pushing him. And I believe he started hitting him as well.
And hitting him with
With
clothes?
closed fists.
And again, you gotta wait until I'm done asking my question, okay? So punching him with closed fists,
Yes,
how did that make you feel? Were you scared?
yes.
And, you knew these two brothers for several years, did you not?
Yes.
out of the two of them, who was the bigger brother?
Isaac,
And compared to how he looks now to how he looked then, is Angel more filled out, or what does he look like compared to what he looked like
the
back
same,
then?
the same.
So he's still kind of slender and shorter than Isaac was.
Yes.
Did you ever see Isaac bully Angel in other ways during the period of time that you knew both of them?
Yes.
And what sorts of things did you see Isaac do to Angel that you would have considered bullying?
It's from either, just talking about him, just verbal abuse,
Well,
and then also,
let me stop you. When you say talking about him, verbal abuse, like specifically, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? What kinds of things did he say?
that Angel needs to stop acting like a pussy, that he'll beat him up. Isaac will bully Angel.
And from your observations, did Angel have any sort of emotional reaction to that? Did you see that affected him in some way?
You can see it did. He just didn't really want to show it just because he is a guy. He didn't want to show that he was scared of his brother.
But do you believe he was?
I do.
And let me ask you this: do you believe that Angel loved Isaac?
I do.
And do you believe that Isaac loved Angel?
I do.
As between the two of them, when you knew them both for about the same amount of time, as between the two of them, would you say that Isaac was the more peaceful or the more violent of the two brothers?
The more violent.
And obviously, you loved him too, right?
Yes.
And did you know about the hardships that Isaac and Angel and Annabelle had when they were growing up?
I knew about some of it, yes.
Would you say that they had a pretty tough childhood, all three of them?
They did.
With what you know of Angel, do you believe that he would have ever intentionally or knowingly tried to hurt Isaac?
Object to speculation, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Well, let me ask you about Angel. Did you ever consider Angel to be a violent person?
No.
I'll pass the witness.
State.
Just a few questions, Gabriella. Do you know what year Isaac was born?
91.
91, okay. So in 2015, the incident you're describing, he would have been about 24 years old.
About.
And then when he died in 2021, he would have been 30.
Yes.
Pass the witness.
I just have one follow-up question. So did Isaac have any other children before he had a child with you, or was the first child that he had with you?
The first child.
And you have a boy, and how old is he now?
12.
Okay. And do you know the name of who Isaac was married to when he died?
Danielle.
Do you know Danielle's last name?
It's with a V. I can't pronounce her last name.
But it's not anybody named Christine, is it?
No,
And do you know who Christine is?
I do.
And at the time that Christine and Isaac were together, was Christine married to Isaac?
No.
Pass the witness.
No further questions.
All right, is this witness excused?
Yes.
You may step down. Defense, call your next witness.
Judge, we're gonna call Isaac Gonzalez.
Okay. I have no idea what happened. All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth to help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up for members of the jury and the court reporter. If you'll state your name for the record, please.
Isaac Gonzalez.
Thank
Defense?
you, Judge. And good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Do you prefer that I call you Mr. Gonzalez or can I call you Isaac? Is that okay?
Doesn't matter. Whatever you feel more comfortable with.
Well, then I'm gonna call you Isaac, if that's all right with you. You seem very soft-spoken, so there's a microphone there that's helping us to hear you. And also, this young lady in front of you is a court reporter. She's taking down everything that I'm saying right now and everything that you will be answering to my questions. So please speak in a loud voice and just speak slowly, so we can make sure to understand everything and have a good record. So Isaac, can you please introduce yourself to the jury and can you tell them how you know Angel Gonzalez?
My name is Isaac Gonzalez and I know my son because he's my son. So that's how I know him.
And Isaac, can you tell the jury how many children do you have other than Angel?
It was Isaac and my stepdaughter Annabelle.
Okay, so you had your two biological kids are Isaac, and now his last name is Aguilar.
Correct.
And can you explain to the jury why Angel's last name is Gonzalez, and with an S, by the way, and your last name is Gonzalez with an S, and then Isaac had Aguilar as his last name. Can you explain that to the jury?
My son Isaac, he had his mother's last name because I was incarcerated when he was born. So I wasn't around when my son was born. So therefore he acquired his mom's last name.
Okay, and so, but Isaac and Angel, they are both your biological children, and who was their mother?
Their mother was named Sandra Ann Louise Aguilar.
Okay, and how old were you when Isaac was born?
I was about 19 years old, 20, somewhere around there.
How old are you now?
Right now I'm 51, but I like to say 11.
And I'm just gonna take you through this, and nobody is here to try to embarrass you or judge you in any way, but we're here to talk about the truth, and part of your truth is that you have
Yes.
some things in your past that you may not be too proud of, but I'm gonna have to ask you anyway. When is the first time that you went to prison, and what did you go to prison for?
The first time that I went to prison, I believe it was back in 91, but it was on a shock probation. And I just went for 90 days. got my number, then came back. I was on probation. Then in '93, I ended up going to prison because of what I had done to the mother of my kids under the influence of drugs.
So what were you convicted of in 1991? What was that charge?
That was for a burglary of a habitation, I believe.
Okay, and so you, and the jury may not understand what shock probation is, but so would it be correct to say that you had gone to prison, but then that you got out and put back on probation
Correct.
after you got the shock of prison, and then they put you on probation to see if you can do probation? Is that right?
Where they sent me to back in '91, it was a boot camp for adult boot camp,
Okay.
but they called it shock probation.
And then, so you were out for a little while on that probation, but then you went back to prison. And that was, you mentioned that you went back to prison for something that you had done to the boy's mother, right?
Right.
And her name was Sandra?
Sandra and Luis Aguilar,
And did you call her Sandra Ann or just Sandra?
just Sandra.
Okay. And you said that you went to prison because of what you had done to her. What did you do?
I ended up beating her with a pipe under the influence of drugs when Angel was still in the womb.
And how long of a prison sentence did you get for that?
I received 8 years plus the 10 years that I was already on probation, and it was stacked on top of each other, so I ended up going for an 18-year sentence.
Okay, so a total of an 18-year sentence.
Correct.
And so, did you even ever get to know Angel as a baby or as a young child?
No,
So, and how much of Isaac's life did you actually get to see in the free?
I got to be with Isaac at least like until he was like 2.5 years old, and I went in.
And during that period of time, I mean, you talk about this, sounds like a very violent, attack on Sandra. Were there other times that you had been violent with her?
That on that point, that was probably about the rowdiest that I had ever gotten with her. But before that, it was just like arguing, shoving, or whatever. But that day, I was just out of there.
And then at some point, well, let's talk about while you were still out before you went to prison, what sort of problems did Sandra have?
With towards me, or
I mean, just kind of problems that would have impaired her ability to mother her children.
oh yeah, at that time, Sandra was a good mother. You know, that was before she ended up getting hooked on drugs.
When did that happen? How old were the boys that you know when she?
She ended up getting hooked on drugs after I did that to her when I was in prison. When I was already in prison for doing that to her, she was the one that she hooked up with another guy, and that other guy was the one that hooked her on drugs.
Okay.
Your Honor, maybe approach briefly.
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would like to invoke the rule.
All right, the roll will be invoked. You may continue with your questioning.
Has nothing to do with you and me. So, you said that, so Sandra became, she developed a pretty serious drug habit. What sort of drugs was she addicted to? If you know,
Heroin.
okay. So she became a heroin addict, and I know you were incarcerated during this time, but like, were you aware that this was negatively impacting your boys?
I didn't know she had become addicted to drugs until after I had gotten out.
And
That's
when did you get out, Isaac?
I got arrested in '93 when my son was born, and I didn't see the world until 2002.
Okay. And so when you got out, where were you aware of where your boys were?
For the first week, I wasn't aware until Sandra called me one day and she told me where to go pick them up at.
And at that point, were they staying with her, or had she left them somewhere else?
She left them over there with her aunt or her sister's house.
Okay. And were they in good condition or not good condition when you saw them?
They weren't really in good condition because I mean, when I finally got them, you know, they didn't really have any clothes on them, only the clothes on their backs. So when I started working, you know, the first 3 or 4 paychecks, I ended up spending everything on them. So that way they can have some, you know, clothes and stuff.
So at this point, how old were Isaac and Angel when you got out of prison and you were seeing them? Because I guess this was the first time that you were actually seeing Angel since ever. Is the first time you ever saw him.
Angel was about 8 years, about 8 months, because that's how long I did. And Isaac was about 10 and a half, somewhere around there, 11 years old, somewhere around there.
And what did you notice, or well, at some point, did they come and live with you?
After I ended up getting them from their aunt's house, I ended up taking them with me, and they were staying with me for, you know, from that point on, all the way until I got incarcerated again.
Okay, and then so you got incarcerated for another prison
Well-
trip, and when did that happen?
This happened in well, I kept getting locked up continuously, because I got on in 2002, and I went back in 2005.
Okay,
Sure.
let me stop you for what?
I went in there for a parole violation.
Your Honor, at this point, I'm gonna object to relevancy.
Sustained.
So with regard to Isaac and Angel, even though you were kind of back and forth being incarcerated, did you have the opportunity to kind of get to know both of them, like what kind of kids they were and what the dynamic was kind of between them?
I ended up like between Angel and Isaac, I ended up having more problems with Isaac than with what I did with Angel. Isaac, he was
Objection, Your Honors. Specific instances of conduct.
Just generally, well, generally,
Excuse me. The objection will be sustained.
generally speaking, with regard to both of the boys, would you say that from your experience, what was Isaac or Angel the more peaceful of the two?
Objection leading.
Sustained.
Do you have an opinion with regard, would you agree or disagree that Isaac was the less peaceful of the two siblings?
Objection leading.
It's not leading, it's agree
Excuse
or
me?
disagree.
All right, could both parties approach? We're not on the record. All right, state your objection.
Leading, Your Honor.
All right. Defense?
I do not believe it was leading, Judge.
All right. The state's objection will be sustained.
Do you have any sort of opinion with regard to Isaac's character from what you observed as his dad? Did you have any opinion as to Isaac's character as to whether he had a violent character or not a violent character?
He had violent tendencies.
And with regard to Angel, did you have an opinion about whether or not he had a less violent character or a more peaceful character than Isaac?
He was always
Objection leading, Judge.
That'll be overruled. You can answer.
an answer.
Yes.
He was Isaac was more hostile towards my son Angel.
And whenever he was hostile, what sorts of behaviors did you yourself observe from Isaac toward Angel?
They would struggle, like fight, push each other and stuff like that. I would have to interfere and, you know,
And generally in those instances, was it, which of the boys was the initial aggressor?
Isaac.
May I have a moment, Judge?
Yes.
And Isaac, you being here today and given the testimony that you've given, does that mean to you that, does that, trying to figure out a way to ask this. Is this hard for you to be here to say these things about Isaac?
Yeah.
Do you miss him?
Yes.
Have you seen the emotional impact that this has had on Angel?
Objection relevance.
Sustained.
I'll pass the witness.
State.
Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Gonzalez, do you remember talking to a psychologist by the name of Eric Cardwell?
I don't recall, I don't know.
Oh, no? May I approach the witness, Judge?
Yes.
Do you remember in your conversation with Mr. Cardwell that you
Judge, may we approach?
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw an exhibit sticker on here real quick, Judge.
All right, thank you.
We'll call this State's Exhibit number 48. Okay, Mr. Gonzalez. I'm gonna give you a minute to refresh your recollection, and then I'll ask you a few questions, okay?
Judge, can I just kind of
Sure.
look over his shoulder? When I come up here.
And if you all need a break, just let me know. Okay. Oh,
Yes.
all right, everyone, we're gonna take a short break. And because I want to make sure that everyone is focused. So I'm gonna bring you all back at 3:45. That should give everybody enough time. Is that good for everybody? All right, remember my previous instructions, all right? All right, everyone, please rise.
There you go.
What's the worst?
Feel for real. I'm like retired. I think I'm done.
And she was like, we're gonna go with these March 11th. And I was like, well, that's not gonna work. I was like, let's push it.
I can't do that. March. Great.
I know, I told you Friday, April 5th.
Good luck.
Well, April 9th, it's the same. April 9th is the day, so I'm like, you know what, Friday.
And that's not.
I can't wait to tell Judge and company all about this family once the trial's over. Not this trial.
A
but
different trial.
Okay.
There were a lot of stories that can be shared,
So-
hopefully sooner rather than later.
Judge, before the jury comes in, so we don't have to approach again, I just want to make sure. I believe that what the document that she has is actual work product from my expert that I shared with Brittany during plea negotiations. And so that's my other concern with it, other than hearsay. But I just, that's why I would just want everyone to tread very carefully, but now that she's marked it as an exhibit, I would ask that we handle that.
Well, I mean, the problem is, I don't know what happened during plea negotiations, and I don't know if that's work product or not. I know you're an officer of the court, but I wasn't privy to you all's plea negotiations, so I don't know if Brittany, if you gave Brittany that and said, hey, as a part of our plea negotiations, let me show you this. I have no idea.
certainly did, and there's an email where I sent it to her and said, hopefully, I rarely do this, but hopefully this will help, because she was going to Joe to talk to him. And that was what we had talked about, was that would be helpful for her.
I was never informed that that was any kind of work product, Judge.
Well, no. I'm not saying
Yeah.
she's doing anything intentionally, but I'm just saying, and Anna came very late to the game. Brittany
Okay,
and
so
I
here's
did
the
not.
thing. Everybody is just saying things, but I need to know specifically what you all are asking.
I'm not asking anything, Judge. I'm refreshing his recollection with the document that was in the state's possession.
Okay. And now I'm being told it's in the state's possession because,
I can provide the court with the email that I sent to Ms. Mitchell
oh,
along with the document, but I just don't, I mean, if she wants to refresh his recollection with it, she's entitled to refresh a witness's recollection with any item she wants, as long as she's not referencing it. If it's not in evidence before the jury, he can read it and she can say, have you refreshed your recollection?
so
and
let's,
then ask
let's
her
go on the record,
questions.
please. So this is what the court wants to know. Defense, you're stating that the document that the state has was given to ADA Brittany Mitchell as a part of your plea negotiations. Is that correct?
That is correct, Judge, and I'll pull up I would like just to be very clear.
So, but here's the main question for the court. Are you objecting to her showing the witness that exhibit and asking him questions?
I would object to her showing him anything other than to refresh his own recollection about statements that he made. That
Right.
report contains all kinds of other stuff in it that I don't want it admitted as an exhibit, and I don't think that she should reference it. The referencing Dr. Cardwell, I mean, it's like you can't put the horse back in the barn, and that's done. But what I don't want is, I don't want that report bandied around the courtroom as a prop while she's questioning him. And I don't want there's, highlighted things. And when you're walking in front of a jury, they see all of that. And so what I don't want.
All right, so here's my question. Number one, where is the exhibit that you want to show him to refresh his memory?
Here, Judge.
All right. Have you had a chance to read that?
Only the highlighted parts there.
All right. And I believe, and I'm making an assumption here, if I'm correct, let me know. The highlighted portion, is that something he's alleged to have told someone?
Yes.
All right. So have you read that? Does that refresh your recollection if the state has questions for you with regards to that?
Still don't remember talking to no doctor.
No, whether you talk to a doctor or not, do you remember making what's in the document that the state has shown you? Do you remember making those statements to someone?
And Judge, may I clarify why I think this is, again, it gets to be so messy because I provided that report to Brittany, and when I provided that to her in my email, it was very clear that it was in negotiating and in the plea negotiations. And they don't even know what's in that report. And that report was generated through our expert, but he sourced his information from other sources that they don't have.
All right, so here's the thing. It's the state asking this witness to review a document, and then I believe the state is going to ask this witness questions. Is that,
Yes.
am I following that correctly?
Yes, Judge.
Then that's what's going to happen. I don't know what happened during plea negotiations. The question becomes whether or not when you turn over work product and plea negotiations, whether that's admissible or not, but it appears that's not what the argument is about. The argument is this witness seeing the document, which he has, correct?
Yes.
And there's no need to reapproach him with the document because he says he's read it. And then you're going to ask him questions?
Yes, Judge, and perhaps I can phrase them in a way that wouldn't give us grounds for impeaching him further with it.
Okay. All right, there we go. And whatever objections you all have, you can make them.
You mean make them now to them offering that? as
No,
an
she,
exhibit,
my
or-
understanding, she's not going to be offering it as an exhibit.
I can't offer it into evidence. It's hearsay.
She's just going to ask him questions
Okay.
about any prior statements he has made.
Then, yes, then in that case, I don't have any issue as long as it's not referenced as, because I just appreciate it being done in a much cleaner way, and it sounds like that's what she's gonna do, so.
All right, let's bring the jurors in. Thank
All
you.
right, for the jury.
All right, everyone, please be seated.
All right,
State, you may continue with your question.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, would you describe Angel and Isaac as having a sibling rivalry?
Correct?
And, would you say they fought a lot, but it was never about anything serious?
Correct?
No further questions, Judge. Ask the witness.
we don't have anything further, Judge.
All right, you may step down. Defense, call your next witness.
Can we have a moment, please?
Yes.
The defense will rest.
State,
State rest.
does the state close?
Yes, state closes, Your Honor.
Defense, do you close?
Yes, Judge.
All right, please be seated. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is all of the evidence that you're going to hear in this case. I'm going to bring you all back on Monday, and it will be Monday at 9 a.m. I will have a docket probably in the morning, but I'm going to take care of this matter first. So what will happen on Monday is you will come in and I will read what's called the jury charge or charge of court, which contains the law that you're to follow. And then the state and the defense will be able to give you closing arguments if they choose to do so. Again, remember my instructions. You're not allowed to start deliberating in this matter at all. You're not to start deliberating with yourself individually or with each other. You're not allowed to talk about this case with anyone. You're not allowed to view anything about this case. If somebody wants to talk to you about this case, You need to let them know you're not allowed to talk to them about it. If you see anything, you are not allowed to watch it. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
Everything that you need to know about this case is to come from. All right. All right, we can go off the record. So you all have a safe weekend but a joyful weekend. All right, everyone, please rise for the jurors. Oh, and I'm so sorry, 9 a.m., the garage is going to be full. Right. All right, thank you. All right, thank you, you guys too.